Good day, Volunteer Nation, and good day to the Gator fans. Your execution on College Game Day is coming up shortly, but don't worry, this isn't the official Trash Talk video. That one's coming up tomorrow, 24 hours before kickoff, and I got a lot planned for you there, so don't miss that one, that's for sure. Today's little video, so call it, is about another little pet peeve of mine towards Florida Gator fans. Yes, I'm talking specifically the Florida fans, the jort-wearing, cocaine-snorting dummies down in Gainesville. Those people, and wherever else in Florida you can find them. Florida fans, it's time to bring you back down to reality, okay? It's time to let you know about what's to come, okay? Look, it's no secret. Tennessee has struggled against Florida in the past 17 so years. Go back all the way to 2004. Tennessee is 16 of their last 17 against the Gators. So, yeah, in our decade of doo-doo, Florida has pretty much owned us. That's obvious. And, I mean, that's the truth. Not going to deny it. Going into this year, though, things have changed a lot for both teams. Look back at 2021. Tennessee struggled against Dan Mullen, lost that game in a pretty embarrassing fashion to Todd Grantham's defense, and it looked bad, horrendous, and yeah, that's all there is to it. 2021 was a bad year if you are a Florida Gator hater and a Tennessee fan. Although, going into 2022, like I said, things have changed drastically for at least one squad going in this matchup on Saturday. Tennessee coming in now, of course, our offense is loaded again. Hendon Hooker starting once again in this matchup. Not only that, the defense is a lot more jam-packed than it was previously. Look a lot better on that side of the ball. The offense, like I said, unstoppable force to be reckoned with. We got coaches that have trained these guys for an entire offseason. What else do I need to say? The Volunteers are going to be much better than they are previously. And it's shown in our 3-0 record. Right. Anyway, going to Florida, what's changed, really? After the Tennessee game, things just seem to go on a downward spiral for Florida. Dan Mullen, the head coach that everybody thought they loved, but thought was going to be the savior of the Gators, ended up losing a crap ton of his games to end out the season, lost to Missouri, got fired, and they brought in this guy, Billy Napier, down from the group of five, the Sun Belt coach. Sunbelt Billy gonna save the day, huh? All right. Well, let's talk about this, shall we? Let's have a little conversation about the arguments that Florida fans bring to the table for this year's Florida-Tennessee game. I dare you, as a Tennessee fan, I dare you to go to any Florida fan you can find and say Florida sucks. Florida's gonna lose to Tennessee. Florida ain't no good. Something among that. Just something to basically rile them up a bit. Guarantee it. 120,000% guaranteed. The Florida fan in question that argues with you is going to say something relegating to anything but the year 2022. Most likely is going to bring up 16 of the last 17. He's probably got a screenshot saved of the Wikipedia where it says Florida, 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 and then there's Tennessee in 2016, Florida, Florida, Florida. You know the drill. They're going to mention it. They might just post the previous score, 38-14, and then say, well, I mean, we dominated you last year. What's going to change here? Well, everything, for one. Let's be real. Dan Mullen beat Tennessee. Like I said, Dan Mullen dominated Tennessee in that matchup in 2021. Todd Grantham dominated Tennessee. It was an embarrassing loss. No sugarcoating it. That was a bad loss for Tennessee to take. However, welcome to the current year. It's 2022. I mean, do you think that anybody here is still talking about 2021? Maybe some of us. Michigan for Ohio State. Michigan's probably still talking about that 2021 victory, but the key difference is Michigan has a lot of the key players responsible for that dub against Ohio State returning to play another year. You don't. Dan Mullen's gone. Todd Grantham's gone. Emory Jones, who was the quarterback playing in that game, went on to Arizona State to look even worse than he did at Florida. I mean, the list goes on of players, coaches, and everything else who are not there heading into this matchup, going to Knoxville to play Tennessee. So whatever happened in 2021 for Florida has no relevance to this year. The only similarity of both these coaching staffs is that you still suck. You still suck. Nobody cares about that victory against Utah that you had because you went right along, lost to Kentucky, and then somehow, some way, saved yourselves from a massive L from South frickin' Florida. South Florida. It took a badly handled snap on a field goal to win the game for Florida to win that game. That is just the saddest thing. And of course, all these people want to talk about, all Tennessee did was beat Ball State and Akron. Yeah, we didn't just beat them. We beat them so hard that they're going to be suffering that L for the rest of the 2022 season. So, I mean, you can't sit there and be like, oh, it's just Akron, it's just Ball State. And, I mean, when all you did was lose to Kentucky, beat an overrated Utah, and then struggle against a terrible South Florida team. And you know they're going to be hyping them up. Anyway, 2021 and the win that Florida had, Dan Mullen had against Tennessee has zero relevance to 2022. Not a thing from 2021 means anything going into this matchup. Now here's the kicker, okay? Here's the kicker. Here's what's going to come as soon as you mention this to Florida fans. Oh, well, it does have some relevance because, Josh Heupel, what's Josh Heupel's record against Florida? Isn't it 0-1? 0-1, yeah, that's right. He went into Gainesville and took an L to Florida. Josh Heupel is 0-1. What's different this year? You want a reference for that? You want a reference? Here's your reference. That's your reference right there. That's your reference. Pat Narduzzi and Pittsburgh, the freaking Panthers, we went into Heinz Field and kicked the crap out of them. No, take that back. We played one of the most garbage games I've seen Tennessee play in a while and still came out on top against Pat Narduzzi and Pittsburgh, the team that beat us last year. So, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. And Pat Narduzzi is still there, so you can't use the argument against me and say, well, they're without Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison, so they're not the same team they were last year. Well, that's correct. But they still have some key pieces. You have nothing, Florida, nothing of relevance to this year. So if you're going to trash talk, at least try and make it relevant. Try it. There's got to be something that you can use in the current. Talk about how many passing touchdowns Anthony Richardson has had. Wait, no, never mind. Don't talk about that. Talk about how many wins Billy Napier has in the SEC. Never mind. Don't talk about that either. Talk about all of the strengths Florida has over Tennessee. You may have the better special teams. You may have the better... On paper, Tennessee is better than you in every single way. Now, not every game is played on paper. Now, I understand that. But, of course, the big thing here is Tennessee is going to absolutely destroy you when you come into Knoxville. So, whatever relevance 2021 had, again, the only thing that's relevant, at least for the 2021 season going into 2022, is that Florida still sucks. Tennessee is great. We're 3-0. We're undefeated. We beat a top 20 team on the road. You struggled against a overrated Utah at home, and then proceed. Also, this is Florida's first road game. Forgot to point that one out. Anyway, I'm going a little too far on it. Gotta save a lot of this stuff for the big video coming tomorrow. Anyway, relevance is key here. Relevance is key. Nobody cares about what happened in 2021. Not a soul in this, not a soul who's analyzing this game with at least some level of credibility is sitting there talking about, well, I think Florida's going to win this one. I mean, look at what they did last year. They doesn't even play a part in this one because they is gone. You're left with another they and your head coach, Billy Napier, who sucks. He sucks. Just like everybody else on your team. Sucks. Florida's terrible. Don't know what else to tell you. We'll leave it at that, okay? We'll leave it at that. Try and stick to the current year, Florida man. That's the big key here. BPD.